When reading the article about gender disparities, it really showed me how much our lives are affected by expectations placed upon men and women. When I think about gender in American society, it's common for women to be treated differently at work, school, and even at home. And it is because gender disparity has been built into our culture. Some of the ways gender disparities are present today are pay gaps, who's taken seriously, and who's responsible for the household. And even though people claim we've moved past gender inequality, these are still issues that individuals face. As Geist and Diamond stated in the article, gender identity is modeled after social norms. However, society still relies on a male and female binary when talking about gender inequality. One of the arguments made in the article was that policymakers want clear categories, even though many people are excluded. There is also the both and approach, which says even though gender identity is more complex than it seems, we still only use binary terms. An example of gender disparity that I've seen is at my school. Some of my teachers expect the girls to be quieter and more organized, while the boys are allowed to be louder and more disorderly. Also, I've known families who place all the weight and expectations of the household on the mother, and they often aren't very functional because the mother is constantly drowning with the responsibilities of the family. And these small examples to me just pointed directly to what the article was talking about. Then there was the article about sex labeling. And when reading Davis and Preve's article about assigning sex labels at birth, it showed me how early society starts assuming who a child will be. When people ask if it's a boy or a girl, they immediately assume expectations such as personality and behavior. Instead, if they were to ask, who is it, it makes it feel like they care about the child as its own person, because it focuses on the baby as a unique kid, not just a person to fit under a category. In the article, Davis and Preve explain that sex, like gender, is made through social norms because the basis for defining male and female have changed over time. They show that sex has been defined by body features, hormones, chromosomes at different points in history, which shows it's more complicated than we first think. When they say a child might not seem like a full person without a sex label, they're pointing out how society connects identity and value to fit one of the two. An example of this I've seen is how friends and family react when they don't know a baby's sex. They get confused or even annoyed, like they don't know how to address the child. I've seen people buy blue or pink clothes or make comments that assume gender based characteristics. If people were to ask, who is it, instead, I think it would help us view kids as individuals with their own unique personalities, not just boys or girls who are expected to act a certain way.